Hi everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Jimmy the Bag. My name is Peter Loshak. This is the afternoon show for Tuesday, December 4th. We got a lot of stuff going on today. We've got, of course, a massive college basketball card, which drives some people crazy. Some people just ignore, and other people actually can handle it very well. And I believe one of those people is joining us today. Is it supposed to be a secret or no?
No, it's not a secret.
Oh, it's not a secret. Okay, yes. Maxwell Smart is joining us via camera, right?
Yes, we're going to have him live
Wow.
here at 35 past the hour. So we've got a lot of work. We only have 32 minutes till he will be live. He will be ready for all of our NCAA questions.
Unbelievable.
We rapid fire questions at him. Now, this is an enormous card. I didn't get a chance to hit because I had to handle the Audible today. So I'm going to be asking questions. I'm going to be listening.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can find some action, find some angles.
Absolutely. And yesterday in the college basketball card, we were all talking about it, and everyone said they liked Georgetown. Everyone said they liked Michigan State. Jimmy the Bag took both those plays. I just missed them. I missed them. Also, the birthday picks. I do what I can to contribute to the awesomeness of this show, and my main contribution has been birthday picks over the past year or so. And there is another one going today, and I did actually tweet it out. I'm going to start tweeting out what the birthday picks are.
That's a good idea.
You think it's a good idea?
I think it's a very good idea, yeah.
It's a good idea if they win. If they lose, what do you think? I mean, the birthday picks as of right now are something like 43-8, something ridiculous like that.
They're unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Even when I have a 1-4 day, the birthday pick winds up being the winner. I feel like I'm all in on every friggin' birthday pick, and I don't know if tweeting them out now is going to start jinxing them or what, but I did give the birthday pick. That is the LA-Arizona first period under 1.5 minus 120. I tweeted that out. That went tonight. We did a lot of... Go ahead.
I have jumped on the Kings.
Really?
And it's time to make this official. I've heard that my mic... thank you for letting me know. Kobe says my mic is scratchy. You hear that? No? Okay, we're good. Okay, but thank you for letting us know. Guys, looking out for us. Looking out for us.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very excited about this show. Let's get to work.
Let's get to some... We're going to go over... What? We're getting signaled. Well, you can come in. You can just come in. Just open the door and shout it out. His or mine? Yeah.
Okay. Put it on the table? Sure. I'll just toss it on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Okay, let's get to work.
All right, let's get to work. Yeah, so we're going to review NBA and NHL. I might throw on some NBA picks, maybe not.
I'm adding on one NBA pick and 3 NHL picks. Also, Twatty Latte, I was very curious. One of our low baggers, Calvin Davis, likes the over in Central Michigan, Youngstown State. There hasn't been much movement, if I remember correctly, when I was looking at it briefly. Could you please let me know if you like that play? I would be very...
Odar Lira says, good evening, brothers. Here we go again. The best show on YouTube, funny and smart. I wonder how I monetize that, Jim.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let me see.
My man, Gate Pasquille, is also on the Kings tonight. So let's get to work.
All right,
let's get through the opening. But I am Axeman says, is there a second birthday pick? It's mine today. My grandma gave me $50 for my birthday. Hit me up. Can you give me a pick on a random sport? Let's say pool.
I mean, no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Although there was one day when someone requested a birthday pick for a turtle, and I did give a birthday pick. Then an actual person I had to give a birthday pick to was Tony Soprano. So there was a day when I did give out 2 birthday picks, and I remember that day. Yes, both of them won. Yes, both of the birthday picks cashed there. So once in a while you do make an exception, kind of like with kids. Usually you just get one. Once in a while you get 2. But no, I get the birthday pick for today is LA first period under. I hope it cashes. If it doesn't, then my record will fall to like 54-12 or something like that. I don't know what it is, but despite that, I still feel like I'm all in tonight on that play.
Oh, and Bob Ruby says, Jimmy, glad you told me on the under Pitt, Colorado. Yes, but I should have done it on the morning show. Worst line.
Yeah.
Worst line, Bob.
Oh, what'd you take?
On the under 6.5 in Pittsburgh, Colorado.
Well, we will get to that. I made a prediction of the line movement on that one. I'm just looking at some comments, and then we'll get into I'm just looking for some early...
Adam Ross's hockey plays. Penn's minus 1.5 plus 190. I like that spot. Jackets minus 1.5 plus 205. It's a tough play against Calgary. I'm staying off that game. Winnipeg minus 1 plus 195. Our regular rule about fading all Western Conference teams when they play the Islanders is not in effect. Because our regular play, because they've been at the same hotel. This is not a road trip. They've been chilling at the same hotel. This is their 3rd game on the New York trip. That's why I'm not making the traditional pick of fading every Western Conference team when they play the Islanders on not Long Island, but in Brooklyn.
Right, and why don't you like Winnipeg here then? Because you think they're
I came very close to taking them.
All right, so I'm looking at some comments here. Yeah, shout out to I am Axman. That's a funny comment. My grandma gave me $50 for my birthday. Hit
He's
me
ready.
up. Can
He
you give
says
me a
he's
pick on a
tailing.
random sport? Let's say pool. All right, yeah. No, I would love to handicap random sports, but I don't. In the summer, I do have that time, but right now, definitely I do not. Let me see. I'm just scanning for other comments, and then just shout out anything, and then we'll get into. I'm just looking for comments, handicapping
We
comments.
don't have time. Let's get into these
I
games.
know. Kobe Valentine posting Wofford. He likes Wofford. All right, so let's get it. Oh, and Dionysius likes an AHL play. Grand Rapids Griffins over San Antonio Rampage. San Antonio is the Blues AHL team that had 3 players called up today. Puck line or parlay, money line with Jazz. Now, Jimmy the Bag, as we know, when professional, we can talk about this because we're now into NHL, right?
Sure.
This is because we could tail this. Play Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, in the NHL and in the NBA, as we know, or in football or anything, when starters go out, it doesn't necessarily mean that you want to fade that team because the replacements can be just as good or if not better, hungrier usually. Now, in an AHL team, who are the guys who are replacing those guys? Are they going to be youngsters who are hungry and talented
You
and all
make
that?
such a great point.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we
yeah.
tried doing this already
Right.
earlier this year with Batherson when he was called up and it blew up in our face.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not as simple as it sounds.
Right.
And that's why I just don't jump immediately on it. I can understand the ideology, but it just, for me at least traditionally, it just hasn't worked out like that.
Sure.
And when teams are losing players because of a flu going through the team, it doesn't simplify things the way you
So
want
again,
to.
San Antonio, an AHL team that had 3 players called up today. Does that mean that they are a good fade, or are the people replacing those guys? I'm sure someone who follows this team closely would have almost the perfect answer for that and would say yes, fade them, or don't fade them. I don't know if Dionysus has looked that deep into it. I know he just knows that the 3 players are out. They're called out. But again, whenever players are out, there's guys replacing them, and you have to know who's replacing them before you pull the trigger on a play
And
like
it's hard
that.
to know that in the
Yeah.
AHL. You'd have to follow those plays closely. I can totally understand the move. The
Okay,
move.
so here we are in.
Shout out to Jared Schrader. Gate Patsky saying on the Jets leaning abs. Feel like they're going to get many goals tonight. Just can't pull the trigger. I don't. I think the Pittsburgh Penguins are going to play lockdown D. Okay, let's get into it. Let me add my plays right now.
Right.
I told you the plays I was going to add on, and I am adding on the plays. Then Jesse Dykstra says, an interesting non-trolling question for Pete and Jimmy. When you have to mention non-trolling, it sounds
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Do you feel a pressure to place bets live on each show, even if the cards are lousy? Has there been a show where you gave no pick?
No, I do
don't
not.
think- I don't think
do
there
I
has
feel
been
pressure
shit.
to place bets live? No. If there was literally a card where I had no plays, I would be okay with that. Yes.
I'm getting better at not giving out as many plays. I
Yes.
think you're right, Jesse. When I started, I felt like that I wanted action for action, and I came down here and I started very hot in October, November about a year ago when I came down here. So it didn't matter putting on the plays. But I'm a much better job at staying off of plays. For instance, the Steelers, Chargers. Everybody was on the Steelers, and I didn't have the balls to take the Chargers, but I was very comfortable staying
Right.
off the game and just watching it.
All right, so let's review the NHL
The
plays
Herb.
that we gave.
Fire alarm went off Minnesota Wild Hotel at 2 a.m. last night. Alarm blared for 30 minutes.
Wow.
People evacuated for an hour.
Yeah, I'm thinking Vancouver as a dog here might be a play, Jim, but we'll talk about that.
And we also know about the Capitals, Ovechkin, and Tom Wilson being out.
Right. Oh, okay. And
Right.
that's why the line has moved in Vegas' direction.
I don't know if that's the only,
Oh, okay.
but that stuff goes around like wildfire. Okay, so let's get into it. Sorry.
All right, so once again, Arizona, LA, I took the under first period. That's a birthday pick. Minnesota, Vancouver, nothing for me and Jim yet. Go
There's
ahead.
Jay Vega who let us know about that, and he says Pacioretty was no show at the morning practice. Very interesting stuff. Love Jay Vega. Shout
Yeah.
out, my man. Love getting this inside information.
All right, so yeah, and then let's go up and down here. Now, Ottawa, I took Ottawa -1, and I took Ottawa team total over. The line has moved against us, Jim, I believe. Wait, no, mate. You got 165, right? No,
Yeah.
there's been no line on that one. Jim took Ottawa money line. I took Ottawa -1 and the Ottawa team total over. Jimmy the Bag took Toronto on the puck line. I took Toronto -1. Jimmy the Bag took Florida money line -110, and that line has moved even further. It opened at +100. Jim got it at -110 in the morning on the money line. I tailed him. It's now up to 120 at Pinnacle. Very nice job there. Other plays, Colorado, Pittsburgh, nothing. So I guess that's it. Those are the only plays. I have LA, Arizona first period under. I have Ottawa -1 and Ottawa team total over. Jim has Ottawa money line. Jim has Toronto puck line. I have Toronto -1. Jim has Florida money line, and I have Florida money line, and that's it. Are those the only plays? Am I forgetting anything here?
No, Mally
Right.
Mal says King's money line. Not applicable. It says Mally Mal going up against Larry. I too am going against Larry. I am going head to head with Larry. I am taking the Kings, and this is a different spot to me too. And I'm starting to pick these a little, find the right spots to take. I'm taking them on the -1 line.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know we're crunched for time here, right? But Nate Pereira says, "What's up, guys? Checking in from a Persian restaurant. That food is the bomb." All right, let's continue. Sorry. I know we're crushed for time, but I had to read that comment.
Okay. Adam Friend says, Jimmy, you cool with the Leafs regulation? Sure, I'm cool with that. I'm on -1.5. Ron Lofton says, man, no love for the Coyotes. They can beat this slow Kings team, in my opinion. I just think that a young man, getting older, named Jonathan Quick, is going to save this team from being terrible this year.
Yeah.
And I am taking the Kings on the -1 line. I do have a fear that's going to be a low-scoring game. If it is a low-scoring game, I just can't count on the puck line in this spot. So I've already bet it. I bet at half units on the money line and on the -1. Can you please give that to me, Pete?
All right, so what do you want? The Kings, huh?
LA Kings.
All right, so the money line, again, it is, let's see, you can get -119 at Pinnacle on the money line, and then the puck line for the Kings will be plus 231. So we can give you that one. So Jim's going to take LA -1, -119 on the money line, and plus 231 on the puck line. Interesting play there, Jim. I was leaning LA as well, and if I'm leaning the under and I'm right, and you're leaning LA and you're right, what about the Arizona team total under?
The unders make a lot of sense, and they're so juiced. As I said, if I was going to take the under, I would have gone all the way down to 5. I like contrarian plays. I thought that the under 6.5 was a contrarian play in the Penn spot. It turns out that it's not.
I'm only talking about the Arizona team total under here. I mean, if you think that LA should roll, presumably
what do you get on the Arizona team?
It's about 2.5 at nothing crazy on the under, but -115 or so. I can tell you exactly right now. But I'm just saying, if you think that that LA is a strong play here, is it because you think that they're going to win 4-3 or 5-3, or is it because they're going to win, put up a couple goals, and Arizona will be held to a modest total?
I guess. I mean, the market's telling us that the Coyotes will be held to a modest total, like a 3-1 final.
Right. So how are the Coyotes offensively right now?
They talked about Schmaltzy coming in.
It helps a little bit.
That's how bad their forwards are, that Schmaltzy can be an automatic top 6 forward.
Okay, and when I hear Jimmy say that, I am going to take it. I'm going to take Arizona team total under 2.5, -108. Arizona team total under 2.5, -108. That's the current line at Pinnacle, and I will take that one. Arizona team total under 2.5, -108.
Before I add in my next play, I want to give a shout out to Angelos. Says, I love this show and this passion for sports betting. I live in Germany, and I never go to sleep until the show starts at midnight in my country.
Hell yeah.
Much love, Low Bag family.
Shout out to Angelos. Wow, what a great comment that is.
Great comment. Okay, I have been waiting all day for Pasquale to be announced, and I can't wait any longer. I locked in the play. I'm expecting him to be in net. I'm expecting the Lightning to rally around him. This is a guy who's earned his opportunity. He's had great numbers at times. I believe in him. Robbie Top says Quick's still shaky. We know Quick is like Bobby Lucifer. These guys, these older vets can get hot. I'm backing that he's going to get hot here. Sports Betting Coca says, what time does King's Court start? 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here. We are the lead-in show and proud of it. Scotty Rock is on the Yotes. Kings under 5.5. And I'm on the Lightning -1.5.
All right, you're going to take the Lightning -1.5. We'll see what we can get you right now. Tampa Bay against Detroit, right?
This is because Tyler Bertuzzi is hurt and Trevor Daley is hurt. And these are enormously important players when you need to play tough and you need to play defensive against a team like the Lightning.
So that is for Detroit. Those guys are hurt, right?
Yeah.
So that would be Tampa Bay puck line plus 160 we can give you, and then what about the over and the first period over and the what do you think?
Those are in play, but I expect the Lightning to be pretty tight around Pasquale if he's in.
You think so? So it's going to be a tight.
Barry Switzer says he's confirmed. Thank you, Barry.
Yes. Wow. I'm still not seeing him. Where is he confirmed? All right. So anyway, and you do like Pasquale, right?
I'm very excited to watch him play. 28-year-old who's earned this spot, earned this opportunity. I'm very excited to watch him roll. I talked about how incredible he was.
He is confirmed. Yes,
last year.
Sorry.
I love it. Thank you, Mark Gillen. Thank you, guys.
And how do you feel about Howard in goal for Detroit?
Playing very well.
Playing very well.
Yeah, if you want to go over his numbers, I got him right here. 9-6-3, 2.66 goals against, average 923 save percentage.
All right, so we're going to give Jimmy the bag. Tampa Bay puck line plus 160. All right, what else do you want to discuss here, Jim?
I want to discuss Shane Culmer. Says, hey, Pete in the bag. It's been 2 years, brother. I haven't got a chance to watch your vids. I apologize. I'm back. Happy to see you guys still doing it. And he's got a big play on the Suns money line. Shane, great to have you back. Barry Cohen says, Jimmy, do you like the Flames?
Have we been doing? When did you come here, Jim? When did you start doing
about
this?
15 months ago.
15, so a year and 3 months we've been doing this. Wow! Shout out to you, Shane Culmer. Thank you so much.
Barry Cohen asking if I like the Flames. I like the Flames a lot, but this is a tricky spot. The Jackets at home. After the Jackets let the Islanders steal a win in a game that the Jackets should have won. So I'm very comfortably off that game. And then my final play is I need a nice line on the under 6.5 in Colorado Avalanche at Pittsburgh Penguins.
All right, let's see. Whoa, look at that. Wow, It did move. I was wrong. You were right, Jim. There was a big move to the under. Oh, no, you were waiting because you thought there might be a move to the over.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, you can still get 6.5, but we can give you 123 is what you're going to have to take. That's at Bet Online.
What a mistake.
Well, I mean, I don't know what. I mean, in the morning it was 112. So you're getting 11 cents worse, which is not good. But on any individual play, it's okay,
I thought, wasn't it a plus 103 at Pinnacle?
No, it was minus 112. Trust me.
Okay.
The over was plus.
Oh, the over was plus 103.
No.
Thank you.
The under was minus 112. So, a 10-cent line move, you're on the wrong side of that one. Again, it endorses your initial opinion, which is nice. Yeah, it would have been nice if you grabbed it there. You try to time these line movements, and I guess on a contrarian play like that, you would expect sharp money to come in on the under, but I thought there was going to be minimal movement. I was wrong, but not mass. I mean, 6 minus 123.
Elio saying, is there value in under 4 and Kings at plus 200? I'd probably want a bigger score for that, for under 4. But, I mean, if you take a look at some of the great plays that have been made by low baggers, let's say in the last month, was Cap and Sasana no first goal, right? What was that, 101 to 1, I believe, and he put $50 and he made $5,000.
Unreal.
I believe that. 101, but yeah, so I'd like a bigger score if I was going to make that kind of a move, Elio, but it's exciting. There's no doubt that that's an exciting play. You know what? I just wish you were getting a bigger score, because as I said, I would take the 5 rather than the 5.5. Both goalies are playing well right now. Farshad Asami says Avalanche under sounds right. We've seen the Penguins in this situation, and I liken it to that Capitals back and forth. Seeing two teams in a very, in close proximity, seeing the Avalanche again after the Avalanche put up a nice amount of goals and that first line dominated. Drew Brees says, what's good with the Senators tonight? Did I miss it? Yeah, I'm on the Senators, but we have guys like my man Mohamed Joma who says the Habs are going to smash. The Habs are going to smash. Habs have lost 6 of 7. Habs are going to be in the bottom 5 of the NHL this year.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe they do smash, but at minus 180, at minus 120, and you say the Habs are going to smash, sure, but at minus 180?
Well, you'd have to take the Habs on the puck line.
I mean, I guess it's maybe the market is telling you something. This line is so high. Why is this line so high, Jim? Because that's what the analytics say. May Less Pay Less Way likes Toronto Buffalo first period over. I was thinking about that as well. You're liking Toronto here. What do you think?
That's a tough spot for the Sabres. It'll be easy for them to get up for this game, but the Sabres are getting fans out now. I hope Jim Toblison's at the game tonight. Love that guy. Great low bagger. I think they're in a very, very tricky spot. And the Leafs have heard all about how well they're playing, and they're going to put a smashing.
All right, I'm looking at this. Oh, shit.
What?
Fuck, I'm so sorry, Oh, fuck, I hate it. I had so much shit to do. Real TC asked me if I had a chance to cap the Florida Maine game, and I told him I would. There was so much shit going on that it slipped my mind. I was texting people about all this stuff that was going on. I was writing messages. I apologize to you, Real TC. I told him I was. I put it in my notes, and it just slipped my mind. The handicap Florida Maine. I apologize, Real TC, so deeply. I hate doing that, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these things happen. It's a lot of work that we have to do. But we're going to have Max in here in 10 to 15 minutes. So let's get on the NBA as soon as possible.
So let's get on to it.
So NBA. I'm not making a move on the Vegas Capital spot, but I can certainly understand why people would be taking Vegas here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make a move on the game.
Right. Grover Alex says, LOL, Yankees hat guy. My name is Peter Loshak. Remember that name, Grover Alex. All right. Yeah. May Less Pay Less Way likes the Minnesota first period under. Mark Schillen likes Toronto Buffalo first period over. All right. I might throw on some extra NHL plays here while we're talking NBA, while we're talking college basketball. Sure. But let's get to NBA right now. Jimmy the Bag.
I am taking the over.
Okay.
In the Orlando Magic and Miami Heat.
Okay.
The over in this game. I know it only went to 205 on opening night. Even if Tyler Johnson plays for 20 minutes, I know he's only going to focus on distribution. I really feel like these guys can put some points up. I think it'll be a tightly contested contest. I think that fouls are going to come into play late. This is a very low line. I think we can get over it.
Okay, 1 second. Let me just. I'm just checking some things for. Go ahead.
Angel Romero asking for your best hockey puck line of the night, please. As I said in the early show, it's between the Leafs and the Lightning, and I would take the Leafs.
All right, so which one are you taking here? The over in what? Orlando, Miami?
Yes.
All right, that will be 206.5 minus 107. All right, there we go. 206.5 minus 107. Orlando, Miami, over 206.5. 206.5 minus 107. That's the current line.
Robert Gilmore asks a question, says, what is a unit?
What is a unit? A unit is the standard amount of your bet size, the standard amount that you use as your base amount. And some people then say, well, I like my standard amount, but I'm going to bet half. Some people say I'll bet double that. Some people say I'll bet 1.5 that. And so, it was whatever it is that you want it to be. Some people who like to, add zeros and stuff will say 50,000 unit bet and this and that, which is, it's all just a matter of the base size of your bet size, the base amount of your bet size.
Perfect.
Right? Yeah.
Coach Saplitsky already getting us into college basketball. I'm riding again with Detroit Mercy. Robbie Tagaloa sent me the plays that he's on. He's going against Detroit Mercy in this spot, but they've looked good. And if we had just listened to Coach Saplitsky when he came in the very beginning of the year and said, ride with Detroit Mercy, and he explained why and what, they've cashed 7 straight times.
I did ride with Detroit Mercy a few times. Huge shout out to you, Coach Saplitsky.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, so let's get through this NBA card as fast as possible. Here we got a couple plays coming in. Props profit on the Portland Dallas under 218. I was wondering, has there been any ball movement? Has there been any movement in my spot with the Bulls plus 8.5?
The Bulls plus 8.5. Yeah, you could still get 8.5, but Pinnacle is down to 8. 8.5 is still available. So from your perspective, well, yeah, you'd have to take 8.5 minus 110. You got 8.5 minus 103. That's nice. There are a lot of places that are at 8 now, so very tiny movement there.
We have Mr. Gokster in the house, straight out of Belleville.
Okay.
Straight out of Belleville. Crazy motherfucker named Gokster in the house, man. Tomer says Miami's hard to predict offensively because of how inconsistent Wade is at his age. I think Orlando is a better team with Dragic out, lean Orlando. But I don't care about Wade. In fact, the more Wade plays, the less I like the Heat and the more he slows the pace down. Nate Pereira says, Jimmy, did you bet Eagles full game? No, like an idiot. I only took them first half. Know that you scored big on the full game and can't believe I didn't hit that and very, very disappointed. But no, that's the truth, Nate. I didn't hit it. But I'm very happy that you did. Melee Palace way on Bulls first quarter with the coaching change. Tom Marino says, I think the best value tonight is your morning. This is important. Even if you don't hammer it, it's important to know that your read in the morning before you came to the show is what people think has the most value tonight.
Oh, Utah?
Marino, saying Utah. I bet them at 6, but I think there's still value 8.5. Utah at home, Corver's first game since the trade. I think Jazz win by double digits.
Yeah, and it's down to 8, so, 8 minus 105, 104 would be the play. I was thinking about that. Yeah, Utah first half, Utah full game. I was thinking about that. I might still, I have to the end of the show to add it, or I could tweet it out.
Tom Marino says Wade's been key for them recently. He's been playing quite well. There's no doubt about it. Becoming late in the game, especially with the 2-point guards hurt. He has the ball late in the game. He's just not somebody I expect to be able to do that night after night after night. NV Serpent is also on the Bulls plus 8. A lot of people coming in liking that Bulls first quarter. And Brian Watson says, when does WNBA start? He's just bored. Bored watching the men play.
There's nothing about any of this that intrigues him. NHL, NBA, college football, Bulls, NFL. He wants WNBA. And I hear you, bro. Let's see. What else?
Adam Ross liking Orlando money line. I'm comfortable with my card. Looking over it one more time. Like getting the Bulls at plus 8.5. Love the opportunity of a new coach. Like it a lot. St. Louis Elite 48. Putting 345 to win 300 on Furman minus 6.5 and at Elon, thank you, and 110 to win $100 on Michigan minus 7. Wow, it's moved up to minus 7.
There you go.
Wow.
All right, so there, we were talking in the morning how there was reverse line movement apparently, and this just is a spotlight on the sports betting markets. What appeared to be a reverse line movement in the morning is now proving not to be reverse line movement. What that tells me is that
all these guys were right.
Yes, but what that tells me is that there was early sharp action that came in on Northwestern and late money that came in on Michigan. Late public money, no. That tells me that late sharp money came in on Michigan. That tells me that the late money is smarter. That tells me that all the people like Michigan in the morning and ignored the early reverse line movement were correct.
Absolutely. But let's not talk college for a few more minutes because we only have a few more minutes in NBA. Luke DM backing the Bulls spot. Like hearing that. Tormey said Hoiberg was fired because Bulls couldn't defend. They were solid offensively. Hoiberg, they can't be trusted on offensively. How many times I watched them this year put up 40 in a quarter and 12 in the next quarter? It was very, very irritating. Mr. Gokster, okay, save the Furman, Elon stuff. Mr. Gokster, can we just focus a little bit longer on basketball? So on NBA, I mean, I have Bulls plus 8.5, Magic Heat over 206.5. I like that feel. My man Luke DM back in that spot. I was interested in the Mavericks because of how well their bench has played. And a lot of people, especially the guys living in Dallas, said, do not do it. Aren't we so lucky to run with these guys?
Yeah.
And this is Reggie Reg and Jay Money from Kings Court. And Reggie Reg in that game against the Rockets DM'd me and said, get on the Mavs right now. They were plus 6.5. They won outright. Let's take a look at who Dallas has and if everyone's coming in. Smith, still questionable. Barea, there's just nothing, no new information's coming. We know that Doncic is playing. But other than that, everybody who was questionable is still questionable. No information coming in there. Too bad. Eric Sniffen says Kings look too easy with Booker and Warren out. That's what I'm saying. I'm just a little uncomfortable when things just seem too easy, and maybe we're leaving money on the table. But what's the line movement being? Yai says Michigan's 5 everywhere. So,
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Isan Solvagari.
Let's check SBRodds.com and see who's right. Yayas or everyone else. Let us check.
Isan Solvagari said, Jimmy, was your only play the Bulls this morning? Yes, my only NBA play this morning was on the Bulls. My second play is on the over, and I've been scared off. So scared off for 2 reasons. Scared off of the Blazers Mavericks because our best NBA cappers are telling us not to.
Who said Michigan was 7? Who said that?
The guy in the chat. That's what you got him at, -7.
Oh, he got him at -7. All right, he probably got it at an early line because it's now 5 or 4.5. No 7s available right now. Yes, Yais is absolutely right. It turns out Yais versus that other guy. Yais is correct. It's 5 and actually 4.5 at Pinnacle. So it is not 7 now at Michigan. That was a false report. That's okay. It happens. Through the chain of communication. That will sometimes happen. Okay, so there's not been late line movement from sharp action.
So you guys weren't right.
Right. There was not late money coming in on Michigan, late sharp money on Michigan. That is probably more right than the early sharp money that came in on Northwestern. Okay, good to know.
Good to know, yes, good to know. So, Melee Pass went on Mavs team total over. Profit saying Northwestern is the play. Back to this spot with the Melee Pass ways on. I trust these guys very, very much when they're talking about the Mavericks and talking about NBA in general. But Reggie Reg is just definitely earned my respect with his NBA cap. And we know that Jay Money's money.
Huh? Really?
So when they tell me not to do it, easy, no play.
What did they tell you not to do?
Well, Jay Money's play of the day is the Blazers, and Reggie Reg said, don't take the Mavericks in this spot. So that's a simple play to switch to the Blazers.
His play of the day is the Blazers.
That's Jay Money, yeah.
You're liking Dallas, huh?
No.
No, you're not.
No, but I was interested in him in the morning, wanted to talk it out on the show.
Reggie Reg doesn't like Dallas here. And what's the reason for not? Because I would be leaning Dallas as well, or maybe the Dallas.
It's all good. Let's keep going. Okay. Their bench is so deep, but now they're dealing with a ton of injuries to it, and they're winning basketball games right now, which it's all about. And look at King Rail, Blazers.
Blazes,
Steve Crawford, I'm on
Blazes.
What would you get on the Blazers? All these guys on the Blazers?
All these guys on the Blazes. You know, it hasn't moved much since. Yeah, what's up, baby? What's up? We're getting a leakage. Audio leakage. All right, Blazers. You know, it hasn't moved since opening. It lived there since opening at Pinnacle. There has literally been no movement. -1.5, -110 is where it opened. -1.5, -110 is where it is right now.
I have lost almost every bet I've made on the Jazz, and I said to everybody, if they beat the Hornets on the road, I'm going to stop betting Jazz games for a while, and that's why I'm going to leave this spot. Peter Dijkstra says, I'm a Jazz fan, and I think they will blow out the Spurs.
A Jazz fan and thinks they'll blow out the Spurs. Yeah. What about how is Utah offensively right now, Jim?
Okay, well, we're talking about a team I've had a terrible read on all year. So how are
Fair
they
enough.
offensively? They couldn't hit any threes. They picked up Korver as if he was a savior. That made me think, what a terrible basketball team.
Right.
They have 2 bigs, just like they had last year. But now they seem so vulnerable because when they're not playing Derek Favors, they bring in guys like Jay Crowder to play the 4. They got these guys that are 6'7" to play the 4, and it's confused. I don't understand how they made things so easy last year. Made things look so easy last year. I shouldn't even talk about it. I should let the NBA pros in our chat talk about the Jazz because they're killing me right now.
They are. They're killing you, huh?
I've lost almost every play I've made, whether I'm fading them or on them. I just keep losing and losing and losing with them. And
with Utah, you mean? Right.
Yeah, with Utah.
Don't get it twisted. Overall, Jim's killing NBA. All right. The only other player I was thinking about the Chicago Bulls team total over. Because I don't know if they're going to cover this number. They probably will. But I think more likely than not, they'll have a lively offensive game here, right?
I think they'll have a lot of passion.
Yes. You think they're going to have passion, Jim?
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm going to take the Chicago Bulls team total over. It's 110. It's 101 minus 110 at Heritage, 99.5 minus 127 at Pinnacle, and whatever. I'll be a little bit safe here. I'm going to take the over 99.5. I'm going to take Chicago team total over 99.5. 99.5 minus 127. I could take 101 minus 110, but I'll take Pinnacle team total over 99.5 minus 127 for the Chicago Bulls. And I think I might do the same thing with the first half team total over as well. I just feel like there's going to be probably a little bit more offense than not, right? Can Indiana D up at all? How's Indiana defensively in general? If you don't have an answer, that's no problem. Just
Sorry, what was the question?
Indiana defensively.
They're really good. And they've actually, I have their numbers here right now. So they allow 3 more points per game without Oladipo, who's an excellent defender. They allow but they're very good. Overall on the season, they're leading. They average 102.7 points per game. They're second in the NBA, giving just 37.5 field goals per game. Every single player on the floor basically can play nice D. You know, everybody. You know, I guess Tyreek Evans can't play D. I mean, Corey Joseph doesn't have long arms to protect the perimeter. So I guess you can't say every single player. But and I was going off on Doug McDermott, and then he's even started playing a little bit of perimeter defense. But guys like Darren Collison, and then their bigs, Turner and Sabonis.
Right,
and
which is why I didn't quite understand the line movement. It opened at 208.5, which seemed, normal. And then it got bet up to 210.5 or 211. And that's 2.5 points right there, Jim. Well, I'm thinking that maybe I'll tail that one, at least on the Chicago end of things. What's so funny?
Gary Joel calling me 49ers hat guy. Likes the Canucks tonight.
Okay.
And we got to go over our NHL plays. We're going to bring Maxwell Smart in about a minute. The guy's already over 1,000 plays deep into his college basketball season. He's hitting at a very, very high rate. We're very, very excited to take him. Gabe Pasky says, Jimmy will never take a minus 1.5 in basketball. No, it's the other way around. I don't mind the minus 1.5s, but you're right. I generally don't. I'll just take him on the money line. But I like them better than the plus 1.5s. Even though it did burn me once this year, and because it burnt me, I've gone over my numbers. I've left money on the table, not going back, because all year last year, if it was 4.5 or less, plus 4.5 or less, I would just take the money line, and I made money doing that. Nate Pereira says Portland's 0-5 against the spread last 5 games. If these guys see an angle with Portland, I would not bet against it. Oh, Max is having camera issues. Okay, we're working. Okay,
they're working on the camera issues.
Damn. Okay.
Hey, how's his audio? His audio's okay. Because we don't necessarily have to have his face up there. You know what I'm saying?
Good-looking face.
Good looking face, but no, we.
Okay, well, let's give him a couple more minutes to see.
Camera's ready.
Okay,
Camera's ready.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, let's not waste any further time.
No, let's not waste any further time. But I would like you to, because Lamont, our man Lamont, absolutely wonderful low bagger whom we love, has asked for a repeat of the NHL plays. And just before we do, you guys, are we leaving? So the thought is that the fear is that the Suns, with their best 2 players out at home, could possibly step up. Like, who's going to step up for them? That's what I want to know. This team just looks terrible. So they're going to have Elliot Kobo at the 1. They're going to have Trevor Ariza and Josh Jackson that can split the 2 and 3 with Jamal Crawford, who can put up buckets. Mikal Bridges, DeAndre Ayton. I have a feeling that, is it possible that the Kings at 11-11 could come in here and think, oh, we're going to smash?
Well, how are the Kings defensively, Jim?
How are the Kings defensively? Well, Willie Cauley-Stein does a nice job in the paint. Is Bagley even going to play? I don't even think he ruled out for Tuesday's contest. So you got Belicha, who's more of a guy. I mean, he was a 3-point stud in Europe. He was European Player of the Year 2 years ago. Shumpert can play D and has resurrected his career. De'Aaron Fox, how's his D? He's capable of playing it.
I'm kind of liking both team total unders here.
I'm going to have to take some more time. on that spot. But I'm just curious, am I just leaving? Oh, yeah, Ben Sportsbook says Suns team total under. We talked about it was at 108.
109. Now it's down to 108.5, which is, you don't like that. Half point can matter, but, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Phoenix team total under 108.5 minus 109. There is probably, that's the current line at Pinnacle. There's probably a 109 if you shop around, but I will take Phoenix team total under 108.5 minus 109. I will take that one.
Poppy says it's his play of the day.
Which one?
His favorite play is the Suns team total under.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. Phoenix team total under 108.5 minus 109. I could have had 109 in the morning show, but I'll hold off on that one for now.
Matt Molina says you're overthinking it. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overthinking it. I have a fear that the Suns could step up.
They might. I think that, I think that fear is legit. But again, if you're looking for
Allen Action's got the full game over.
You're not looking for a 100% play here. You're looking for a 54% play. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to stay off of it at this point, but I have a few hours after the show. Okay, without further ado.
And I have added it under 108.5 minus 109. All right, let's go, Jim.
Without further ado.
Yeah.
Let's get our man, Maxwell Smart. I wish I had some of his records in front of me to shout them out. They're absolutely unbelievable. For Saturday, for instance, 63 and 31.
Something ridiculous. Yeah, there was one day where he hit 57% on about 80 plays. He had 57% on 80 plays in a single day, and he gave the apology that he had to give to on Twitter. He apologized for only hitting 57% over 80 plays in a single day.
That's
who this guy is. Let's see Max.
Get a bigger shot of Max here on our screen. We want to see him looking good in that UCLA jersey. Can we get it? Can we see him? We want to see him.
We want to see him. We want to see him. Oh, there you go. All right, so
there he is. Look at that mic.
Absolutely. Very, very nice.
Wow.
How about this? How about let's bullshit around some other day because we got so much shit to talk about. All right, what are we going to do here? Welcome, Maxwell Smart. Can we just fire questions at him?
Well, does Max want to open with anything?
Yeah.
Or should we start firing questions at you, Max?
Hit us with something, Max. Anything.
Well, I definitely want to build on what was already being talked about, the Eastern Michigan, not the Dayton Detroit Mercy game.
We're like praying that this will. Can people hear this? Can people hear this? We're praying that this will fix itself. That the audio issues will fix itself in a few seconds.
So you're talking Dayton Detroit Mercy?
Yeah, I am.
What are you liking here? Because we've had Coach Duplitsky telling us all year how much he likes Detroit Mercy. I know my man Robbie Tagaloa likes Dayton here.
Really?
Well, I'm leaning the other way. I'm going with Detroit Mercy. Antoine Davis is a beast. You can't stop him. He scores a bucket when you need it. And this Detroit team can play defense when they need to. They proved that against Kent State. They proved that against Eastern Michigan. And they proved it against Akron.
Even getting only 70% of his words are so valuable, Jim.
I think, the closer to the mic,
So he's liking Detroit then?
He is liking Detroit Mercy.
What do you have to say about this? The most interesting and debated line of the card so far: Michigan against Northwestern. Everyone and their mom in the comments section liking Michigan. On the opening line, though, the market liking Northwestern bet down from 6.5 to 5.
I don't understand this line movement. I've watched Michigan beat UNC. I've watched them beat Villanova. Those are top-notch programs, and then they're going to go to Northwestern and play this team that's pretty much put together on the fly. Ryan Taylor was a gift on the grad transfer market, and if he doesn't have a good game, they don't have enough pieces to really run with Michigan offensively. Defensively, they don't stand a chance.
So it sounds like he's liking Michigan.
It sounds like he's all over Michigan.
Listen, once again, I tell this story all the time. We have seen this market, be wrong. Again, I'll tell this story. Wisconsin against Xavier. Everyone in the comments section, when that game happened, was on Wisconsin. I saw the market move in favor of Xavier. I took Xavier. I was wrong. Everyone in the comments section was right, and that might be the same situation here with Michigan. Minus 4.5 at Pinnacle. What do you think, Jim? You want to tail that?
Marino says this is Northwestern Super Bowl. Just another game for Michigan. Michigan's played only one game on the road. Villanova was garbage when Michigan beat them on the road.
Maxwell Smart. How about Kobe Valentine's play on what was it, Wofford, right? Plus 116. Kobe Valentine, thinks that Wofford might be a good bet to cover here at plus 16. But I mean, there's no way that they win outright. According to Kobe Valentine, yes, there is. Kobe Valentine also threw a little bit on the Wofford money line. What do you think, Maxwell?
Well, I think that if LeGerald Vick has anything to say about it, Kansas is going to cover tonight. The guy is hitting an insane rate from 3-point, and he wasn't even supposed to be on this team. Coach Self had to give him permission to be on this team. Now he's on it, and look what he's doing. That's a team full of talent, and him and Dedrick Lawson, they're a pretty big duo, and I don't want to bet against them.
All right, so you're not liking Wofford here, but you're not necessarily liking Kansas. This game's going to be a pass for you?
Absolutely.
All right.
Any questions you guys want us to fire at Max? Bring it in. BT says Wofford covers. Farshad Asami like in Detroit and Northwestern. Alan Action is with you, says no way Wofford wins in Kansas. Maybe though they cover the 16. Scotty Rock says Evansville, Arkansas State over 156. What are you thinking of the over in Evansville, Arkansas State? And are there any totals that you're interested in tonight?
Well, I definitely agree with Scotty Rock there. Evansville's proven over and over again that they are an over team. I've lost a couple bets on them betting the under, so I've learned my lesson. I know that this team can actually get something done. Walter McCarty is a good coach. He's a former NBA player. He has really done really well in the transfer market to get this roster together. I think they can score some points, and I think Arkansas State isn't going to lie down and take it at home.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Interesting.
Very, very
Arkansas
nice.
State
Very,
over.
very nice. Well, look at this. Kobe Valentine again talking about the Wofford game. Thinks there's value on them to cover, but there's no way they win, right? No, Kobe Valentine, 81-79 Wofford. Predicting if Wofford wins outright, no question Kobe Valentine gets a Genius of the Week award.
Sure.
No question.
My man RS Jacobs 5 says ask him about Clemson.
Okay.
All right, well, Clemson's mad. They've had 8 days to stew over the loss to Nebraska, where they couldn't make shots when it counted most. They were banged up front. Elijah Thomas needs some time to recoup. And now they got the perfect appetite ready to eat. They're going to serve up some cock soup to St. Peter's tonight.
Are we allowed to say that? No, I mean, is that going to get our YouTube channel deleted?
No, they want us. We're not saying cock soup enough.
Okay. There you go. Maxwell Smart, unbelievable. So he likes Clemson, huh?
To smash.
Right.
Yeah, I like Clemson because they have a big size advantage over St. Peter's. Look how St. Peter's lost to 50 to Auburn. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, and the line, interestingly, again, the market, some people who think they're sharp, and the market seems to agree as of right now, although the market does have to respect money, whether it respects it less than other money. Opened at 22, now down to 20. So a 2-point move in favor of St. Peter's, although, it just jumped to 20.5 at Pinnacle. Okay, late money coming in on Clemson. This might be the play here, Jim.
It might be the play. We just watched them get smashed, and Clemson is angry. When's this game go off?
I've heard enough. This is a 7 o'clock game. This is my first official ever on-camera tale of Maxwell Smart. Hopefully there will be many more to come in the future, but this is my first official on-camera video tale of Maxwell Smart live here at SBR Videos. Clemson minus 20.5. This one's going to cash. Watch this shit cash, Jimmy the Bag. You want it to? All right. We're going to get 20.5.
No, I'm going to have to make this bet at some point.
We could have had 20 a few seconds ago, but we're going to have to take 20.5 minus 104. Thank you so much, Maxwell Smart. That is a tale for both Jimmy the Bag and I. Maxwell Smart, open-ended question from the rest of the card. Anything you think is interesting, anything you're liking, anything you're loving.
A couple more questions from the chat, Max, if you don't mind. Benson Sanchez says, ask about the Cincinnati game. Have you had any eyes on that, Max?
Yeah, I definitely have read into that game today. Northern Kentucky definitely wants this game a lot more than Cincinnati does. Cincinnati played Northern Kentucky's building last year, so these teams have seen a lot of each other. And I think that Drew McDonald and company want to come in there and show Cincinnati that there's a reason why they're a contender in the Horizon League this year.
Interesting.
So he likes
Northern Kentucky.
He likes Northern Kentucky, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I'm just scanning. God, it's so hard to even when someone's feeding you plays, it's hard to track it with the 50 games on the card here.
King Rail has a question for you.
I just want to point out.
Oh, sure.
I just want to point out one thing. There is a problem with Cincinnati that you should remember. If Kane Broom doesn't show up, they have no second or third option. And for Northern Kentucky, if it gets to free throws late, they are absolutely terrible. And their best players are the worst free throw shooters on their team.
Maxwell, motherfucking Smart, but he likes Northern Kentucky here, right?
Yeah, Angela's saying that Ian Cameron's also on Northern Kentucky. When's that game start?
7 o'clock Eastern time, so we have 14 minutes to decide on that one.
And what's the spread on that?
11. Has not moved at all since opening, which is quite interesting.
King Rail says, Max, do my Wolfpack make Elite Eight?
The Wolfpack have Final Four potential written all over them. Senior leadership, size, different lineups they can throw at you based on what's working or not working. They are an absolute beautiful team to watch.
All right, awesome. Maxwell Smart. Let's get some more picks. Anything else you want to hit us with? How about Furman? People were talking about Furman in the morning show. They're actually ranked now. They were opened at 7, now up to 8.
See, I don't understand why Furman's ranked. Furman has really performed poorly on the spread. The game against Western Carolina is a perfect example of that. They are a team that benefit by playing upper tier teams because they get more motivated for those types of games. When they're playing a lower tier opponent, sometimes they don't turn it on. And this first true road game against Elon could end up being something like that. So I'm a little skeptical because the number's kind of low.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to hit us up with?
Well, why don't I just give a couple more questions from the chat coming in right now? Maxie, John Garcia says, ask him about Lamar versus Houston. John Garcia is leaning towards the under in that spot.
I have been getting burnt on Houston games and totals all year. Seems when I bet it, the opposite happens. I was saying that Houston's going to freaking put a big beating on Lamar. Lamar's coming off the win against Rice. I think that they're happy with that win in the Battle of Texas. And I think that with this new building, they're going to be really motivated to put a good show for the home crowd.
Interesting. A lot of people asking for Max's best play of the night. We can get to that in a few minutes, but our man Nate Pereira wants to put a K on it. That's a lot of pressure, but pressure that Max can handle. Capper John liking the Memphis under 158. Headshot says, did we cover Oklahoma versus Notre Dame yet? What are you thinking there, Max?
It's a really tough game to cap because you really don't know what to expect because both offenses are really inconsistent. You can pray and hope Scotty James and Miles Reynolds are going to show up and contribute 20 points a game, but it's not guaranteed, and you can see that in their wins and loss record.
How lucky are we?
Very
we get
lucky.
Max Smart
Super
here with
lucky.
us?
I was actually thinking that, Jim, and I was thinking it that my brain wandered, and I didn't even hear what he was saying. So who does he like? He likes Notre Dame here?
He's uncomfortable with both offenses at this point. Benjamin Creasy says, Indiana at Penn State. Have you any read on that? God, can you believe I'm just firing games at him? He's got info on everything. What a guy.
I used to be like that, Jim, in 2013. Go ahead.
Benjamin Creasy says, Indiana at Penn State.
The big issue with Indiana right now is Juwan Morgan's health. If he plays tonight, this is a team that can go into Penn State and beat on them. Penn State relies too much on Lamar Stevens. He takes 30% of their shots. He's scoring at a good average. He's averaging 20-plus points per game. But he just doesn't have any complementary pieces. And you really got exposed in the game against Maryland when they really just broke down late in the game and gave up, in my opinion.
So no play on this Indiana-Penn State game?
No, I would definitely be looking something at the over because of the line movement is at 136. Now it went down to 132 and lower. I'd be looking to get on the over. I think Romeo Langford can put some points in and take over for this team, and the young guys are molding in for Archie Miller's team.
All right, so I don't want to put words in your mouth, Maxwell Smart, but you wouldn't, because it's come back up. It's come back up. It's now up to 135. You would endorse a play on the over? You like it? You like the play on the over?
At 135, no. At 132 or under, I did.
You don't like, well, there is a 134.5, but at 135, you don't like it, huh?
No, I don't.
Because you think there's going to be clampdown D, huh?
I think that there's going to be missed free throws at the end of the game.
Okay. What about the first half over? 63.5 or 63 at Bookmaker, 62 at UWager. What about that?
I personally don't have any play on the first half.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to take Indiana, Penn State, first half, over 62 at UWager. That's going to be an official pick. I'm taking what he's saying. I'm looking at the market, and I am going to take Indiana, Penn State, first half, over 62 minus 110. There's also 63s and 63.5s available, but I'm going to make Indiana Penn State first half over 62 minus 110 an official play, and I will bet that one as well. Go ahead, Jim. Anything else that's coming in?
Lots coming in, and I love having him break these teams down. Drew's wondering, what's your feel on Marquette right now?
Well, Marquette just had a fantastic game that exposed their biggest strength is if they can get to the line, they will destroy you. The Hauser brothers and Marcus Howard are the best trio of free throw shooters I've seen in the Northwest, Northeast basketball this year. I think that they're playing a team that is UTEP, that's coached by Rodney Terry, that are coming up. I just think that this is a team that is just, they're overmatched.
Okay.
We have a couple more questions here. It's just wonderful having them.
Yes.
If you could answer two different things for me here, Max. God, this is incredible that you can do this. Benson Sanchez says Northeastern is the best play over Syracuse. And Edwin Garcia wants to know, what's your take on the Pennsylvania Quakers today? I know we're just firing teams that must be very difficult, but is Northeastern the best play, and do you like the Pennsylvania Quakers?
Wait, is that a game that goes tonight?
I actually have some notes that I can read to you guys right now that I wrote on these games.
Yes.
So, first off, Syracuse has a tendency to turn it up and down depending on the opponent. They beat Ohio State as a 5.5-point dog, then lost as an ATS fave in their next game versus Cornell. This game is sandwiched between a potential look-ahead spot to Georgetown, and we know Syracuse doesn't get totally focused, and they can surprise and disappoint you. Frank Howard is back, but not shooting well, but he can play a good D still. Tyus Battle is the consistent offensive scorer on this team, and the Canadian O'Shea Brissett, he's been very inconsistent. That being said, Northeastern has basically reinvented their offense with Jordan Rowland and Donnell Gresham Jr., and they shoot 41% from three. And when you have a 12.5-point spread, you don't want to be playing a team that shoots that hot from three and be able to rely on Syracuse making free throws, grabbing offensive boards, and covering your number.
So he's not endorsing any play here?
Not at this point.
Okay.
SM says this guy is a college ball machine.
He really is. And but that's great. His analysis is great. But how are his picks? They're fucking phenomenal. Maxwell Smart, what do you think about the Penn game? Did he answer that?
Oh, yeah, Pennsylvania Quakers.
Yeah, I can answer that right now.
Perfect.
Basically, Miami should be ashamed of themselves. There was no excuse for the loss versus Yale. They couldn't stop Oni of Yale, and he burnt them hard. That's the main thing with this team. Miami doesn't know how to stop the best player on the other team, and they don't have a player on their roster that has proven defensively that they can actually do it. So the only bright side is that they didn't get any injuries in that game, and Penn has to deal with a really angry Miami team. So I'd be hesitant to think that two Ivy League teams are going to beat the spread and beat on the money line this ACC team that had way higher expectations and are dipping fast.
All right, so that's another pass for you, Maxwell Smart, huh?
No, I would definitely take Miami.
Oh, sorry. Okay, okay. Did you get from that analysis? He was definitely going to take Miami. Okay, I apologize, Maxwell Smart. Yeah, the line.
Don't mess this up for us, B. Seriously,
Okay.
This is the biggest score we've had in a long time, and you're fucking it all up.
No, I didn't fuck it all up. I'm in the process of, but I'm not going to. All right, so yeah, it opened at 4.5.
I also have some notes on Fordham and Maine if you want them.
Please, yes.
Okay, so what did I write down here? Fordham beat Maine last year, 67-66. In overtime, definitely have to be aware of Maine tonight because they almost beat St. Peter's, lost in overtime. They're 0-8. They're not going to lose every non-conference game. There's going to be a game that they win. Tonight could be that game. I hope it's not. I like Fordham. Fordham's made me some money. This is a game that really is hard to go on, but you got to just think that who's motivated more. Fordham just beat Manhattan, and Maine just lost in overtime to St. Peter's. I think Maine may be worth a shot tonight.
Maine may be worth a shot tonight. All right. How about we got 4 more minutes? Let's just talk about 7 o'clock games for the next 4 more minutes. Maxwell Smart, anything you want to tell us about any game that starts at 7 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah, is there a 7 o'clock game jumping out at you?
As far as 7 o'clock.
Anything. Anything that you see. Holy Cross, UMass. Bucknell, LaSalle. That's an interesting game.
Bucknell, LaSalle's a very interesting game. LaSalle has a lot of injuries, including to Pookie Powell, who's questionable, and I wasn't able to find information to see if he was going to be playing. But the line started off as -6.5 for Bucknell, and then went all the way to -2 for LaSalle. So I don't understand that line movement, and it just makes me want to take Bucknell.
I'm not seeing that at all. At Pinnacle, I'm seeing it opened at 1.5 for LaSalle, and now it's 1.5.
On the overnight line, it was -6.5.
Okay. I'm just telling you what the Pinnacle opener was. Winthrop Davidson. Is Winthrop a play here? That's a 7 o'clock game.
Winthrop's coming off a nice win and cover, but I think that Davidson needs to really assert themselves at home, and they have the 3-point shooting that if it gets hot, I don't really think that they have the defense to stop it.
Okay, so no play on that one, or you like Davidson?
I would be taking Davidson if I'm making a play.
Okay.
One thing, a question saying, will Max be here tomorrow? We'd like Max every
We'd
day,
love him.
but we're going to have Max here on Tuesdays. But the only way he'll want to keep coming is if you guys send him some goddamn love here in the chat. Let Max know how important he is to our low baggers and putting money in our pocket. So please, get on the chat right now and give Maxwell Smart some love. Max, 2 minutes before 7. Is there any other game that you're liking?
Let's have a look here. Hold on, guys. I have a lot of screens open here.
Take your time.
Okay. So Appalachian State and Howard, got the App State hat right here. Definitely liking Howard. I think that Howard has RJ Howard of Howard, and he's a very good player. He's a guy that can take over, put in 35 for you. And after App State blew that lead against East Carolina, I think that they're in no position to be laying this many points versus Howard, who loves the underdog role. We remember some of their big wins in the past.
All right, I'm going to make Howard first half +6 -115 in official play. I'm going to tail that one, and I do have 1 minute to continue this. Jim, go ahead.
Yes, we will. And sorry, Lamont, for not giving you the NHL plays. We'll go over them in a second. Max, I hope you're reading some of the love that you are receiving on the chat. They want you here every day, as they should. King Rail saying, gotta have Max on me with J Money at least twice a week. Come on, he's ours, King. He's ours. No, I'm just kidding. Have him as well. Okay, Max. So now that we're moving past the 7 o'clock games, is there any game jumping out at you later in the night?
Well, I'm interested to see about how Evansville is going to perform on the road. As I said, at first I wanted to fade them in the season, but then I actually saw them play, and I really liked what Walter McCarty was doing. And they haven't won a game on the road yet, and I really want to see them get one tonight. So Arkansas State is the kind of team that they can really exploit with their perimeter ball movement and their inside-out post play.
Okay, so is that a pick on Arkansas State?
No, he's very curious to see how Evansville handles the road, but he was, I believe, earlier in the show agreeing with Scotty. He was agreeing with Scotty Rock's call on the over in that game.
Okay, how about West Virginia, Florida? That's an interesting game, right? Some money has come in on West Virginia. Sorry, on Florida. Opened at -1. Now it's up to -2. What's your take on this one? I'd be leaning Florida myself.
Oh, it's hard to go into Morgantown if you're anybody to win. It's a hard place to play, regardless.
No, but I think it's
Buffalo's a special team. That's why they're able to go in there and beat West Virginia. But I don't think that about Florida. I love Florida because they got a Canadian point guard. But in the end, they are too inconsistent from 3-point. They are a team that needs to be motivated to play well. And West Virginia, they need to protect their home court. It's part of their university identity.
Is the game not in Florida, though?
I thought it was in West Virginia.
No, no. Okay. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. SBR odds was showing the wrong. There you go.
You trust SBR odds over Max?
No. No. I'm sorry. That's right. It's at the Garden. It's at the Garden, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Lou Chase
It's the
Fox.
Jimmy V Classic.
Lou Chase Fox.
Well, that takes away half my freaking.
No, Max, you're doing a hell of a job. Come on, there's 150 games tonight. You're killing it. My man, Lou Chase Fox, as Max came up with cock soup, Lou Chase Fox came up with open ass.
Mm-hmm.
And Lou Chase Fox says, Max, talk about Bama, Georgia State.
Oh, wow. Okay, this is an interesting game. This definitely could be a game that Georgia State can stay in, but they got to have a better shooting performance than 2 for 16 from 3-point like they did against Liberty. I think that Georgia State overlooked Liberty, and they didn't take the game seriously because they're looking forward to this Alabama game because, Coach Hunter, he likes to win big games. And this is a big game for him. They already beat another SEC team, being the Georgia Bulldogs. And there's no reason why that if this team can hit 3-point shots and DeMarcus Simmons can go off, that they're going to freaking walk into Alabama tonight and give them a real game. Although I like Alabama because Alabama has Kira Lewis. They have John Petty. The only hindrance on Alabama is their goddamn Avery, I love cock soup Johnson. The guy just loves cock soup. He's the worst college coach I've ever had to see.
No, it's not an insult. We're just being honest here, which is one of the hallmarks of this show from day one. The guy likes cock soup, right? But you're still liking Alabama here, -7.5, right?
I just think that Alabama's putting it together. Kira Lewis is a 17-year-old freshman who is literally running this team. If the guys get hot from the perimeter and Dante Hall does some good rebounding and low post work, there's no reason why they shouldn't win and cover at home. They're 0-3 ATS so far at home. It's a matter of time before they freaking get a nice big win. Tonight could be the night.
Okay.
Max getting a ton of love from our chat. Usually right at 7 o'clock, we lose 150, 200 people. Not tonight, because Max Smart, king of NCAA basketball, is joining us. Max, is there any other spots you're looking at for the later games or the West Coast games?
Well, I'm really intrigued by the South Dakota State-Memphis game. I'm not really understanding the line that they posted here. They're basically assuming that Penny Hardaway is going to outcoach the whole South Dakota State team, and Tyler Harris, Byron Davenport, and Jeremiah Martin are going to shoot more than 26% from 3-point. I don't get it.
There was a mention.
Mike Daum is a beast.
You know what I'm realizing? Maxwell Smart, like many oracles, it can actually be a little bit hard to figure out because he never says, "This is my play." So is he liking South Dakota State here? Are you liking South Dakota State?
Well, just before you get into it, there was a question posed to Max, and I don't know if I can find it, but it was exactly about the line movement in the South Dakota State. Very confusing line movement. Here it is from Isan Solfagari. Maxwell Smart, what do you think of the line movement in the Memphis, South Dakota State? It seems like people are betting South Dakota State, but the line is moving towards Memphis. And I think he answered that perfectly when he said everybody believes in Penny, and that Penny can just outcoach everybody.
Right.
Is that how you feel, Max?
Well, I think that there's a lot of local money coming in because a lot of people want Penny to do good. And you know how some people bet. They don't bet with logic. They don't bet with their eye tests. They bet with their freaking heart.
Right.
That's a way to freaking not feed the bookie cock soup. That's a way for you to drink lots of icy, cold cock soup.
Those are words to live by. That should be on a friggin', on something on a wall.
On T-shirts.
I need to remember that. I'm going to replay this video and remember that. But so you do like South Dakota State here at 3.5?
Well, it's a hard game to play, but like...
He's an oracle. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on one sec.
What about the under? Total's been gotten bet up. But
I definitely don't have a play on the total.
Okay, because we know that Memphis is trying to play a clamp down style of defense. It's they're playing that havoc style, which is high paced. and trapping. And I've actually had some success taking unders in Memphis games this year where the market has been betting over. It's also gotten bet up from 156 to 160. Maybe the under, now that it's up to 160 at bookmaker, is a play. No opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of value there with the line movement and the biasy for Memphis having high-scoring games when they're trying to do the opposite.
Right.
The one thing that stands out to me from this game is if David Jenkins and Mike Daum are at the end of the game and it's free throw time, these are guys that are going to make the free throws.
Right.
So with Memphis being favored by 3.5 points, you really have to be cautious how much you lay on this game because you're talking about two guys that close games. They don't miss free throws. They don't miss a lot of shots. They're ready for the big moment. And Memphis is another one. This is a repeat and a redo from the Florida Gulf Coast game where they're 5-point favorites and they ended up losing outright by 6.
So do you like San Diego State here? Or no play?
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. Sorry, no play, right?
If I'm going to make a play, South Dakota State is the play.
Okay, wow, yeah, like an oracle. It's like his words are brilliant. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what his plays are. Never in doubt who's slurping cock soup, though. That, the oracle is very, very, very clear about.
We know, we're getting to know more of the drinkers.
Who slurps cock soup? No doubt about that. Is South Dakota State a good play?
Northwestern slurps cock soup.
Yes, maybe, maybe not. All right, so that sounded to me like a no play, but if he had a free play, he would put it on South Dakota State at plus 3.5. Anything else, Maxwell Smart? Do you think Marquette's going to roll UTEP? Anything else? Is UAB going to roll North Alabama? Any big dogs that you're liking? Anything else you want to share with us? Because we do have to wrap it up in a few minutes.
If you guys want a dog, Lipscomb's the dog to go with.
Really? Tell us
Garrison
why.
Matthews is a beast. This is the second time that they played each other this year. It's a in-state rivalry. Lipscomb is the giant killer, and they want to kill an in-state rival that they just hate. Doesn't even have to be a giant. They just hate Belmont.
See, this is interesting, right? See, Lipscomb was against TCU earlier this year. I like Lipscomb, and you did too, Maxwell Smart. We cashed with it. I also took Samford against Belmont earlier this year, and Belmont's a great team, but we cashed with that one. And maybe once again, Lipscomb at 8 o'clock Eastern time has some value here at plus 4.5 or 5 at the Greek. You think that that the market has still not caught up to where Lipscomb should be valued?
Well, I just watched the Green Bay Belmont game, and I saw Green Bay expose Belmont's weakness.
Mm-hmm.
If you're speed and deliberate and you swing the ball well, you can really get them missing steps and not closing out properly on jump shots. And if you hit your jump shots against Belmont, you have a good chance. Also, look at the total. They're expecting a lot of points. It's 171.
So, Oracle, I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but you do like Lipscomb as a play here, right?
I do like Lipscomb.
Okay, I'm going to tail it. Plus 5, minus 110. That's the current line of the Greek. Other places have 4.5, but I'm going to tail that one. Plus 5, minus 110. Thank you so much, Maxwell Smart.
I've got one more. I've got one last little action to drop Max's way. Max, our friend Robbie Tagaloa, beloved lowbagger, sent me a message today, loving Mexico State in this battle with New Mexico. You have any feel on this game?
I was actually talking to Robbie about that game earlier today. Shout out to Robbie Tagaloa, good guy. This is a big rivalry game, and New Mexico State won part 1 in New Mexico, so I think that the Lobos may be trying to frickin' serve some cock soup to their in-state rival that gave them already a beating already this year.
Okay, he said the Lobos are definitely slurping cock soup.
Yeah.
Does that mean that he likes New Mexico
Lobos.
State?
That does.
So he does. All right, now this line is all over the place. It's all the way from 5.5 to 7. The Greek is down at 5.5. Bookmakers at 7. Everyone else at 6 and 6.5. So this is a very, very uncertain line for the market. Again, wow, look at this. The Greek leaning New Mexico. Bookmaker agrees. Someone at Bookmakers like fucking Lobos are going to be slurping tonight.
Yeah.
Like New Mexico State minus 7. So he likes New Mexico State, huh?
He does. So does my man Robbie. And if that means the Lobos are going to be drinking sperm, then I'm going to jump on Mexico State.
You're taking that one.
I'm going to jump on New Mexico State.
I will jump on it with you. And because of the current market, you can see this at SBR odds. We can give you -5.5, -110. I'm taking that one as well. New Mexico State -5.5, -110. That's the current line at the Greek. Current line at the Greek.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, what a treat that we have a capper like Maxwell Smart joining us. Max, could we have you on Tuesdays? We'd absolutely love it. You're an exceptional capper.
Yes.
And somebody that we're very, very thankful to be a low bagger. And Maxwell Smart representing Toronto, Canada, with all this incredible capping. Max, thank you so much. Please answer our question on Tuesdays. And would you like to give a shout out to anybody in the chat or watching at home?
Well, I just want to shout out to my favorite guys, Brent Brooks, Tyler Hicks, and Twate Latte.
I gave him that name.
Great guys. I also want to say hi to my guys in Spark Sports Bets. There's so many of us. They all know who they are. And yeah, I would definitely be honored to come on Tuesdays. Just got to make sure that I do better time management and get the tech issues sorted out.
No problem. Even if 70% of your words come in through us, through smoke and whatever else that comes through, technical issues, electrical interference, we are so happy to have you on here breaking down college basketball, Maxwell Smart, because we don't have the time to do that, let alone the know-how, let alone the technical ability.
It's his sport.
Right?
It's his only sport.
It's the only thing, and that's who you really want to talk to.
And he studies it all year long.
Yes, and that is exactly what it is. The guy who's best at college football than I know, Steve from collegefootballwinning.com, this is all he does. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want to hear. If someone says, I can do college basketball, and then you ask them an NHL or an NBA question, they're like absolutely lost. That is a good sign. That's what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Someone who says they're an expert in college basketball and also claims to be pretty good at other sports, I'm skeptical. Maxwell Smart, thank you so much. Any final comments you want to shout out to him, Jim?
Just you're getting a ton of love in the chat. And Glenn Elliott, man, talking more about Ovechkin getting hammered last night before the hockey game. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. But a big shout out to our man Maxwell Smart. Thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to have you again here on Tuesday. And that was a big success.
That was awesome. That was awesome. All right, so let's just review all the picks that were given in today's show. In the afternoon show, Jim gave Kings -1, Tampa Bay puck line, and Orlando Miami over 206.5. Plays that he tails Maxwell Smart on: Clemson -20.5 and New Mexico State -5.5. Plays that I gave in this show: Arizona team total under, Chicago Bulls team total over, Phoenix Suns team total under, and my tails of Maxwell Smart: Clemson -2.5. Indiana, Penn State first half over 62. Howard first half Howard first half +6. Lipscomb +5.5, and New Mexico State -5.5. All plays that go on my official record. All plays that I have bet during the show. All plays that are tails of Maxwell Smart. Yes. Yeah. Do I trust Maxwell Smart implicitly? Yes. I'm willing to tail him blindly. Absolutely. Any other comments and words, Jimmy the Bag, that you want to shout out there?
No, I think we're all good now. Next up would be none other than our plays of tomorrow. Do you want to go over any?
Just like one or two things I would just want to think about. Just in look at that. Furman is okay. Hold on one second. In NHL, the only plays I was thinking about were I was thinking about under in Calgary Columbus, but that's already started, so we can't talk about that one. I was thinking about the first period over. Pittsburgh is already up on Colorado. The only thing I was thinking about was maybe the first period over in Ottawa, Montreal. I'm already on Ottawa, team total over. Feels like there's going to be goals here, right? Montreal gives up goals. They score. How are they defensively?
You've had a nice read on the overs with Montreal. The question is, has Ottawa turned the corner defensively?
What do you think, Jim? Has Ottawa turned a corner defensively?
Well, there was a lot of talk from the coaching staff of the Senators in the beginning of the year that one thing that we could count on was our offense. Mm-hmm. What we couldn't count on was our defense, because we have all these youngsters playing defense, and they already got rid of Weidman. They said they figured by about the 35-game mark, then our defense would start showing up. And they're pretty close. They're pretty close to being right. It's a little earlier than they expected, but this is something that they expect. They knew they could count on offense and wouldn't be able to count on defense, and defense would come slowly throughout the year and get stronger. Now, they're not going to be a lockdown defensive team, but this is something they talked about in the beginning of the year, something they've talked about throughout the year, and now we're seeing it for the first time.
And Montreal is a team that you have identified as fast and small.
Yes, and I've identified as a team that we're going to have value fading, especially Canadians who use Bet365, because Americans can't use Bet365, and Canadians are going to bet on the Habs a lot. So if you have that book available, you're always going to get a better line fading them.
So a team that's fast and small against a team like Ottawa, in general, that means offense, right?
Yes.
It does. All right, I'm going to take the first period over in Ottawa, Montreal. It's going to be 1.5 minus 143. That's the current line at Bookmaker. I'm adding that one on there as well. Ottawa, Montreal, first period over, 1.5 minus 143. You think that's a mistake or an okay thing to do, Jim?
I think you've had a nice read on totals with it.
Okay. And then Toronto, Buffalo. I'm also leaning first period over on that one. You're on Toronto today. Buffalo is tired, but that means what?
And that game goes off in 15?
7:30. So that feels like they might be a little bit tired there as well.
Well, the Sabres are missing two important defensemen for their outlet passes, and we've seen less offense as soon as those guys were hurt.
Less offense. Right. But Toronto's probably going to be, putting on the pressure offensively here, right?
Oh, they're going to be
definitely.
They're going to think this is a tired team. Let's be all over them.
I'm taking Toronto, Buffalo, first period over, 1.5 minus 130. Now, if these split, I will lose a little bit, but maybe both of them will win. Ottawa, Montreal, first period over, and Toronto, Buffalo, first period over. And then just the last question before we get to Lucrative Larry. We know all the reports that are coming in from Washington. How do we want to handle this, Jim?
Razor's Edge coming in. Montreal Habs have a fundraising event right now. Okay. Motivation might be a factor. Interesting. Thank you, Razor's Edge.
How do we want to handle the information that's been coming in on Washington at Vegas with reports of Ovechkin and all this stuff?
Well, Chris Temple made a good point. Ovechkin gets drunk every night before games. I just feel like some of this stuff now, I love that Jay Vegas is telling us this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's very, very, very helpful. I think that right now, okay, a couple things. You guys know that I need Vegas to lose because I've put too much money on these divisional bets and put myself in a bad situation. In saying that, I think Vegas is playing very good hockey right now, but Washington is angry for that comeback. They allowed, for the first time in what, 20, was it in NHL history? Was it the first time in NHL history, or at least in the last 20 years? I forgot what the exact stat is. Actually, I could find it, but a team came back 4 goals down and won in regulation. And it was an embarrassing way to end a very good homestand. Will that make them angry? We'll have to see. I think we'll learn a lot from the Capitals tonight. When
Vegas is doing what they do play kind of defensively, don't they?
We've heard that Pacioretty missed that early morning. Is he out?
Oh, I don't know. I'm assuming he's out.
I don't think so, just because he misses the early morning skate.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find something.
But he is under the weather, that's why.
Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, so let me just see if I get the very last second information on Mac. Pacioretty, wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, when Vegas is doing well, that's because they do play kind of a tight defensive game, don't they?
I wouldn't say it's as defensive as it is. It's very, they focus on their forecheck and their speed and dump and chase with their forecheck, which does create a defensive style of game. But that's not them sitting back with 5 guys on the blue line.
I'm taking the Washington Vegas first period under 1.5 plus 109. Washington Vegas first period under 1.5 plus 109. I'm adding that one on there. What do you think about that? That's a decent thing. What do you think about the full game under? Even though Washington's been a big overtrender on the year or recently, what do you think about the full game over?
Vegas is scoring goals. They've got 4.3 goals over their last little bit, and then they hit that tough spot against Edmonton. I don't like betting on Vegas to continue scoring until they get more help down the middle, which they're not getting. And if Pacioretty's out, if out, we know they're already missing Howla and Stastny. I think they're vulnerable.
2 for the money says, best capping show in the world. Thanks, I'll break a leg. Anyone who doesn't understand that, eat me. Eat it all, you fucks. All right, is that it? Let's bring in Lucrative Larry. How about that?
Let's bring in Lucrative Larry for Larry's Plays of Tomorrow.
Whew. What a show. Hi, Larry. Brisk pace.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots? Only 5. To tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I kind of lost track myself. But Pete, this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and would blow your head clean off. You gotta ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
You got to play for us, Larry?
Yep.
Larry
EPL.
with the acting chops. Yeah,
EPL,
that gets an applause. There you go. There you go.
EPL. Chelsea over Wolverhampton at -125. Available at 365. Bye, guys. I'm Mr. Peters.
Dude, that guy has some talent. I'm not kidding. Like, all shtick aside, the guy has some talent. Jim, the guy has acting chops. Did you see that? Did you see that?
I did see that.
All kidding aside.
I did see that.
Lucrative Larry, unbelievable. What a great show. We'll be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern Time.